Hello, Juno community. Welcome to another news update. In this show, we're going to look at the launch of Howl Social, a new decentralized social media platform that's launching on Juno, new listings on Hopper, the proposal that wants to convert Core One into a sub-DAO, protocol-owned liquidity proposal that has been passed, and then we have two new proposals that are proposed in the forum right now. So a lot to cover. Let's hop straight into it. And first up, with the launch of Howl Social. This is a decentralized social media platform that is launching on Juno. It looks a little bit like Twitter. You can post short posts here and like them. Now, to use the app, you need to mint a DNS name. And the reason for that is simply that because it's on chain, you cannot just create an account, right? You have your wallet address, and your wallet address needs to be linked to a name, and that name would then be such a DNS name that you have to mint. Super cool to see more stuff being built on Juno, and we want to welcome Howl Social to the Juno family, and I'm happy to see another application that is launching here. Then on to Hoppers. They have listed two new tokens in Kuchi and Mars, so those are two big Cosmos projects, and it's nice to see some of their liquidity coming over to Juno. Further, they also changed the admin of the pools account to a multi-sig wallet. So now we have more security, and that's always great to see. Further on to the governance. We have one proposal that's live on chain right now, and that's to convert the Core One team into a sub-DAO. To remind you, Core One is the founding team. So we have Wolf, Dimi, Jake, Block, and Jack, plus two core contributors in Max and Ethan Frey. And so far, they have been kind of a closed organization, like they founded Juno and they were the Core One team. And now they want to create a sub-DAO out of that. So that would mean that the community could interact with them, like in ways of removing members, installing new members, and so on. So basically, they're putting their heads on the line and give the community the full power to decide over their future and to decide over the future of the Juno core team. And that's very, very unique. If you think about it, on no blockchain outside of Juno, that would be the case. So yeah, that would definitely give a lot of power to the Juno community. Then moving on to the protocol-owned liquidity proposal that has passed. This means to the Juno community pool pays $250,000 in Juno into a liquidity pool. This will be paired with $250,000 in Wind tokens that coming from the Wind community pool. This liquidity is not bonded, so there is no rewards on this. If the Juno community decides that they want to earn rewards, then they would need to make a second proposal. But because it's not bonded, that also means it can be removed at every time. As long as the liquidity is in there, it's subject to impermanent loss, obviously. And if the community would decide to pursue a bonding and earn rewards on that, they would get 50% of those rewards. So it's up to the community to decide if they want to do that. But so far, what we have done is we have created 500,000 of additional liquidity, of deeper liquidity for the Juno Wind pool on the Wind DEX. So then next up to the two proposals that we have up for discussions right now in the forum. First one here is from Dimi. It's about creating protocol level DeFi incentives. So what that would do is taking 10% of the total inflation and giving it to DeFi incentives. So mainly as liquidity pool rewards. Those 10% would come at the cost of the validators and stakers that at this moment receive 90%. And if this proposal would go through, they would only receive 80% of the total inflation. And to allocate that inflation or that DeFi incentives, there would be a system created with gauges, so similar to how it is on the Vintex, and then the Juno community, so all the Juno stakers could decide by voting in these gauges to which DEX and which pools those incentives would flow. As I said, this proposal is right now up for discussion, so make sure to leave your opinions on Commonwealth and talk about this. Then the second one that we have up for discussion is to create a Juno constitution. This proposal is somewhat of a response to the drama that was coming from Proposal 16, so the whale proposal and the loop funding. And basically what it says is we need to set a clear set of rules that decide how the community must be governed and how it must act in certain situations. So kind of creating like a law that when a situation like that comes up, we don't need to have all the discussions and all the drama. We already have the constitution in place that says in situation X, we got to do epsilon, and that's how Juno has to be run. Also, in the proposal, there is a proposed constitution and what it should include. So head over to Commonwealth and discuss this constitution as well. That's it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you have a great week and see you again soon for the next Juno news update. Peace out.